What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. There's a project that I want to do today that I've been wanting to do for a couple of months now. And I want to talk about like when you build a car from scratch, or do like a restoration or something like that, or do it like what I did and do an engine swap and swap out the engine in my Miata for a Honda K24. When you do a major project like that, there's always the sense of, is my build complete or not? And the answer is no. Any car person knows a project is never complete, but you can get it really close. That last 10% takes just as long as like the first 90%. I actually just watched a video from Tony Angelo on his Stay Tuned channel, and they were talking about the same thing. They're giving away a Dodge Dart and they're trying to make it as complete as possible. And that last 10% may not be the most exciting part because it's not going to change the way the car does anything, but it does complete the car. And that's one of the things I wanted to address today, is just some of those items that it takes finishing the car to the point where you can drive it to then understand, okay, what else do I need to really make this car better or complete? One of those projects is this intake tube here, breather tube, is not the way I want it. It's not the way it's supposed to be. This is actually a kit from K-Power Industries. It comes with a K&N filter, this bent pipe, and this 90 degrees coupler here. This is actually not the way I've been running it. The way I've been running it is this tube is turned the other way and this is on the bottom. I think that's the way it's supposed to be anyway. The big issue though is that it's not actually connected to anything. And actually I have part of the kit came with this here, which is a bracket. It's got 3 bolt holes and it comes out and it should look like this essentially, and some hardware. And where it attaches is right here. It's gonna be real hard to, let me get in there. It's right here, the VTEC solenoid. There's 3 bolts right here that hold this shield on. You take those bolts out, replace it with the hardware, and put that bracket, and that bracket comes out, and the clamp here attaches to that bracket. That's why it's got a bend in it, and that will actually hold everything still. But to get it to that point, this has to be much lower, and this air filter needs to sit like right here. And actually, they've updated this part since I bought it. The new part now includes another bend on the end to even kick it down further. Basically, that empty spot right there is where it should sit. And what's nice about that is, air comes in the front, and normally I have the plastic, this over here, the engine tray, will direct that air, and the air will hit that filter perfectly. So it'll be nice cold air. I know it's kind of near the headers, but it won't be a problem because air is going to be rushing in this way. So in order to do that, I started playing with some things, and what I came up with is this routing that I did for my coolant pipe is kind of in the way and wrong. It's going to take up too much space here. So I have a solution for that. So in order to get this correct, we're going to fix the coolant pipe as well. Then we'll be able to get this nice and low, pointed in the right direction, and use that bracket so that it's not flopping around in there and there's nothing that gets damaged. And it'll look cleaner because the front of the engine, like that, from here, you won't even be able to see. You won't even be able to see that pipe, or just barely. So it'll clean up things even more in the engine bay. Let me show you what I got. This is that bracket to mount the actual pipe so that it doesn't flop around. This is some of the hardware that I used initially. It's been fine. Like I said, it's worked the whole entire time. It's just, it wasn't actually mounted to anything. It was just laying there. I don't know. I think the better routing is what K-Power actually came up with, which is to route it kind of down into that vacant hole there. So what I came up with is this. This is just an Amazon find. This is a 90-degree silicone bend, like what I have, but just a shorter version so that it'll be more here, I feel like, so that I have more room down there. So I'm just trying to move everything that way a little bit. That's the idea behind this guy. And then this is hopefully a solution to the coolant routing problem. Ow, it did not cut me, but it almost did. Which is a flexible steel pipe. I think this one is 44 inches or 48 inches long, but it should be kind of wherever I bend it, that's where it's going to live. And then it also comes with these couplers with a couple different sizes of thing in here. So basically that goes inside the tube or goes around. Yeah, I don't really know how this goes together yet, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But it comes with 4 of these, along with these little inserts in the middle, or on the inside here, to couple all this stuff together. So that's my goal, because that will allow me to go from the neck outlet back here in the back of the engine and come farther over here, and then along here, and then up to here. And then that way that can move down there and all looks good. Let's start taking this apart and see how far we get. Disassembled. Totally missed the whole bolt. Goes through there, then spacer goes on. Okay, now we have a bracket. Did you see that move? How'd that move? Did you see that? Way out there, Pee Wee Herman fan. Connect the dots. La 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 la. I went too far. Poopy. Okay, take 2. I cut that side. Not quite as short. That was better. Now we're getting somewhere. The question is this. It's just in the way, isn't it? Boo. All right, here's what I determined. The K&N filter that they sent with that pipe is just too, well, I'll show you. It's just too bulky to go right here. So I'm going to order something else that will fit a lot better in that space. Also, the coolant line thing that I ordered here, this guy, the problem with it is going to be these couplers. They're gigantic, and it's going to have there'll be a clearance issue right here when I go to put that on. So, as with most things, we're going to have to change direction, and we'll go with this guy instead, which is what I have been using, but it looked like this. It went down and ran right by the headers. I'm going to just turn it sideways, and that'll kick it over toward the side of the car, and then we'll run it back this way. And I'll use that same pipe that I was using and then get a little longer piece that goes back there to connect to that coolant neck. And that'll route this farther away from the header. And then maybe I'll come up with some kind of bracket of some kind to mount off of the shock tower here to actually mount that pipe. Actually, I know exactly what I'll do is I have a bigger version of one of these that can go around that pipe and connect right there. So that'll hold it there. That way that's not moving around. So that's a much better plan. We're gonna do that instead. And go. It's been about 2 weeks since the clip that you just saw. And that's because, I came to the realization that I didn't quite have the parts that I needed to get the intake tube exactly where I want it, along with the filter that I have. This filter is pretty big. You can see it's a pretty big filter. I don't have a banana for reference, sorry. But as far as pod filters go, I feel like that's a pretty big one. So I put in an order for an HKS filter, which is this guy. You've probably seen these before. It's like a little mushroom looking thing. I'll get to that in a second. And that'll go on the end of the intake tube here. Should fit nicely down in this area like I wanted it to. I also went to a couple auto parts stores and found Napa in this area was the only one that would sell just straight up a chunk of coolant line. I needed for this silver line to get routed to the proper spot. I needed something longer than this little elbow. I have, I think, everything I need. So let's get in the engine bay again and mock everything up. One trick that I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, K-Power had mentioned, is you need to just cut about 10 millimeters of silicone tube. I just happen to have a chunk here from when I was shortening one of these pipes, this one, I guess, to put this around the intake tube to act as kind of a rubber isolator for a clamp. So when I put this clamp around there and I cinch it up around the tube, it's not directly on this metal. So it won't rattle, it won't work its way loose as easy. So I think I'm going to use that and this nice looking silver clamp. That's gonna look good. Look at that. Oh, shit. Well, it fits. However, it definitely is a bit of a clearance issue right here. It's hitting, which I don't like. Ugh. But it sounds amazing. Now that I've cinched that down, it's really tough to tell. Not sure if I can zoom in here or not, but it is actually not touching. It's very, very close, but it is not actually touching. That's a win. That is a win. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen, but cool. We'll get these tightened down and then we can worry about the coolant. You check it twice and you still do it wrong. Just like that. Oh man. That's good stuff. Finished product, other than the clamp to clamp the hose or the line here, which again is on its way. I like this a lot better. It gets the pipe a little bit farther away from the header than it was, which it wasn't a big problem. Coolant temps stayed fine, but farther away is better. This cleaned up nice. This thing is solidly mounted. This is the right routing here, I think. That's really good too. I like the way this turned out a lot. It just cleans up everything so nicely. And air will come in through the bottom, through this part of the radiator here as well. And also the Brad's Car Mods 3D car stuff 3D printed, the sunlight's getting me there, the fog light duct here, which works on any NB2 facelifted Miata with fog lights. The tube comes out right here. I'm gonna extend this a little bit so that I'll put a zip tie or something around there. But so as you're driving, cool air gets pumped in right there, right to the front of the air filter. I am really happy with the way that turned out. One thing I did forget to hook up, it doesn't matter for starting it, but I did forget this air temp wire. Like I said, it doesn't matter for starting the car, but I don't want it to be pulled into the belt here, so I got to figure out where that's going to go. How much torque? Not much torque. Steel, aluminum. Careful. Ask me how I know. Okay. This needs to get out of there. We'll have to find a new home for that guy. For now, I'm just gonna leave it here because all I'm doing is burping the coolant, but as you were. There we go. Just like that. And then that goes on there. That's just going to wrap up this video because the sun's going down, it's getting cold again. So I hope you enjoyed this content and the last video and the just new-ish way I'm recording these videos of a little more vlog style, just a little more naturally me just talking and me thinking way less about what I have to say when I'm saying it, and the camera movements, and I was just overthinking all of it. So it's much easier for me to just come out here and do the thing. And part of the problem with me not filming very often, and one of the reasons why, is because I would overthink it, and I gotta remember, like, I gotta do the install of the mod or whatever I'm doing with the car and record it in such a way, whatever, and I was just overthinking the whole process. So personal motto, don't overthink it. That's what I've been doing, and I hope you enjoy the more frequent content, but also just in general, the style, the vibe. I'm gonna keep doing that. I wanna keep doing more stuff with this car. I got other plans this year, so like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.